Welcome, everybody, to BioClone annual review press conference. As some of you may know, I am Marcus Clone, CEO and founder of BioClone and its subsidiaries. This year is a milestone for this company, as it is our 10th anniversary, and we will be doing a review on our progress as an innovative corporation that acts as the main driving force in today's progressive economy. But first, I would like to introduce my company to those who have not heard of us. BioClone is a biomedical research foundation focused on improving our society's quality of life and leading the industry of sustainable resource exploitation. Our main focus this past decade has been to further develop cloning technology, as we see it as the solution for a better future for our society. And we want to be the vanguard of these developments. We have been and will continue to spearhead the charge towards a brighter and happier world for all. Now let us review one decade of BioClone innovations. First, we will be going through our breakthroughs in livestock. At the start of the decade in 2020, this was the year when COVID-19 hit the world, and our company started up. We believed in branching out to many different industries, using experts in the fields of gene manipulation to support our startup so that we could help people in need. By 2022, after countless failures in producing a healthy belly, we had a breakthrough. We had cloned the first ever goat that cost under $50,000. Through the use of extensive research in gene splitting, we were able to push boundaries and continue progress by opening up several cloning factories in Chile, Jamaica, and China. This allowed us to send out our cloned animals to farms and businesses that didn't have access to them for much cheaper than the average agency, essentially driving down costs of food in developing countries. With the abundance of positive feedback we received from our expansion into third world countries, we explored into the area of cloning cows and pigs, specifically for the hope of being able to produce sufficient meat and dairy to fight world hunger. In 2025, the biggest year for BioClone so far, we announced the successful production of the largest amount of healthy cow and pig clones from a single donor respectively. The previous world record being a dog named Miracle Millie being successfully cloned 49 times. Despite being quite impressive, we can happily say we cloned 113 cow clones and 84 pig clones from a single donor of the respective species. BioClone has since continued the pursuit of bringing food to everyone, no matter where they live or if they are poor. In the past 3 years, we have since expanded into many more countries in East Asia and South America, providing cloned livestock to farms and businesses for heavily discounted prices and for aiding in the creation of regulations to ease public concern. Now we'll be looking at our improvements on the environment in the past decade. In 2019, York University's researchers had narrowed down the clean genes known to improve chances of survival in bees. This project wasn't on our project plan initially, as we didn't see the importance, but we came to realize at the start of 2023 that cloned trees would benefit from bees to help spread their seed. After research was conducted, following tests were focused more on creating tree clones from two parents as to aid the pollination process and increase its chance of success. In 2025, with the aid of the first few York University researchers that investigated the clean genes of bees, we began producing the first few clones of their parents. These bees had short lives and proved to be helpful but minuscule in the grand scheme of things. With the aid of the stem cell research that was ongoing at the time, we utilized those efforts to create bees with more favorable specialized cells that could be inserted into the gene pool to ensure the longevity of the colonies. Using several different locations to gather bees, we ramped up production and began cloning. After the cloning process, they were transported to several of our cloning factories with the hope of creating new diverse trees from our clone trees and to improve the declining bee population. At the end of 2028, we had successfully cloned enough bees to take care of our current number of factories and thus began shipping these disease-resistant bees to areas around the world with vast amounts of greenery. In the last 2 years, we can happily say we have aided in the recovery process of cloning bees to improve their numbers around the world. And now to look at the achievements that BioClone has made in the field of medicine. At the start of 2020, we began exploring the science into stem cell cloning, namely to help find a cure for COVID-19 and other viruses. Our first breakthrough was in 2024, creating the first few programmable stem cells that worked seamlessly together to create an ageless look on patients that were suffering from diabetes, skin diseases, Parkinson's disease, and more. Slow but steady progress was made as the first few patients that took the treatment reported that they were feeling better and health was improving gradually. BioClone next objective was to provide service at lower cost and streamline the cell's ability to choose what to repair and how to do safely in an injured body. Utilizing sick animals from bad batches of livestock cloning, we were able to test cells with modified gene properties with the hope that it would eventually lead to hyper-focused activity on injured tissues and organs. In 2026, the first successful case of lung tissue replacement by stem cell cloning was achieved, along with the reproduction of many tissues in the respiratory system. These advancements were paramount to the progress of COVID-19 treatment. By the start of this year, in 2030, we had concluded that stem cells from genetically modified nuclei obtained from patient bone marrow, with the addition of replacing dysfunctional genes prior to SCNT procedures, the results needed specific for each patient. With the help of McGill's best scientists and the University of British Columbia's medical department, we began the testing and production of stem cell lines in hope of curing diseases as stated previously within the coming decades. I would like to speak on behalf of my organization in thanking you all for attending this annual review of our progress and our contribution to a brighter, happier, and cleaner future for all. We value happiness at BioClone Tech and will continue to further push our research in order to attain that goal. Thank you all for attending, and I hope to see you next year.